Now on to the number one concern, the number one offense in the league, that being Miami and that being Tyreek Hill. So the Miami Dolphins come in number one in DVOA. The Patriots defense is 17th. And I just have to ask good friend Aaron Schatz, what the hell, man? This defense, he's got the right formula. DVOA is a stat to know, or EPA, you pick one. But I think we all know the Patriots defense is much better than that. News today, Jonathan Jones, who is not a Tyreek Hill stopper, but I think you would put in the top 10 list of players most equipped to handle Tyreek Hill. And he has the history going back to 2018 in the AFC Championship game, more recently holding him to 4 catches for 55 yards in Hill's last game against the Patriots. He's limited with an ankle injury. That could be a real problem for the Patriots, which we'll get to in a minute. That is something you deserve now, so that's why I say it at the top. The other thing I want to say at the top, Brian, you tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like the national media is slobbering all over Mike McDaniel and Tua in Miami for what they did to the Chargers. Great game, 466 yards. Tua reminded everyone in this press conference this week. But we did this last year, right?
Yeah, we did. I think the reason he's getting credit is because he made an adjustment, right? Where if you go back to that game, Tua against the Chargers last year, that was one of his worst games. And he was 1 of 6 in the middle of the field. And the Chargers said, hey, we're not going to let you throw there. Well, this year it changed, and he was 7 of 11 in the middle of the field. And it really does feel like they made one small adjustment, right? Instead of having Tyreek Hill motion across the field like a jet motion, he was basically lining up as an H-back, and they basically had him getting a running start. And so it was the Chargers that never really made an adjustment, because you know what they did? They just had J.C. Jackson singled up against Tyreek Hill. What did you think was going to happen? So yes, that performance was very impressive. I'm not going to. And Tua made that one incredible throw down the sideline where he's climbing the pocket, which was a remarkable throw. But also the guy on the other side, Brandon Staley, I quite frankly don't know how he still has a job. Defense is supposed to be his thing, and he never made an adjustment in the game. J.C. Jackson's also coming off a knee injury. And by the way, did the Patriots dodge a bullet on that or what? I mean, I thought at the time they should keep him, but man, was I wrong about that.
Ever wish you could navigate the betting field with the confidence of a pro? Enter Odds Are. They're not a sports book, but they're the sports betting advisor you've always needed. It's like having a playbook for smarter bets right in your pocket. I've been absolutely loving the experience, and I think you will too. Especially since Patriots Press Pass listeners get a 30-day free trial. Elevate your game day and join the smart betting revolution. Go get it at oddsr.com/presspass. That's oddsr.com/presspass.
I'm glad you said that, because we don't keep score enough on ourselves, I think, as far as accountability. Sign this, use this money that I'm not in charge of, or, spend that cap space, and then it doesn't work out, or it does work out, and we're not one to say, hey, that would have been a really dumb idea. I would have been fired as GM Andrew or Brian a long time ago. It is a good adjustment. It's a great note by you. The middle of the field is where Tua lives best. He does have an arm in him. The Patriots this week have finally come around to praising him and saying positive things. Jonathan Jones, I just tossed it up to him Wednesday. I said, hey, we've asked you a million questions about Tyreek. What are we not asking you about that's important in this game? He said, Tua, I think, is underrated. They didn't do that last year. They haven't done it for 3 years. On Tua, I still see a quarterback, whether Tyreek Hill is making that short motion, which is, again, very smart design. I think it's a good thing the Patriots have seen it. It's someone who needs to stay on schedule. He can improvise. But J.C. Jackson is someone who's also noted, if he doesn't have his first read, he'll toss it up. And that can work when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, or the receivers did at Alabama. But when you look at his splits for his career, under 2.5 seconds when he's released the ball, or after, the sack rate goes up, his interception rate goes up, the passer rating drops down to below 91. His completion percentage goes from just about 69% to 58%. And so I think this is true of most quarterbacks, maybe not all. But the deal for the Patriots, I think, is to disrupt him. Get that over 2.5 on average when he's getting rid of the ball. How do they do that here?
Well, and to your point, if you go to that Chargers game, more than 2.5 seconds, he was 2 of 11, 18.2%. So in that game, in and of itself, he struggled. But I think the thing is, Callahan, I don't think he wasn't great. I mean, last year he was good. His numbers are good against the blitz, worse against pressure. But from my perspective, I think that the Patriots just have to win up front, right? I mean, that's what they need to do. If you go back to some of the games that Tua had trouble against last year, it's when he had to hold on to the ball. Those games against the 49ers and the Chargers. And it's not like he was doing it consistently, but it's, hey, can you take advantage of it when he's actually having to hold on to the ball? So that comes back to your point about Tayler Kyles is if this was week 1 and they made that adjustment, it may be more difficult to sort of adjust to the adjustment. But now that they've seen it, I would expect that Bill has a plan for it, and Steve Belichick and Gerard Mayo, that they have some sort of plan for it where they can still take away the middle of the field and not give Tayler Kyles all these opportunities to get down the field and essentially ruin the game. And to their credit, Tayler Kyles was good against them in games last year, but he hasn't completely dominated them, which I think is a positive going forward for this Patriots team. Now, we'll see about the Jonathan Jones situation, but they are more equipped to handle it than they have been in years past, too, because I do think that they can get to Tua. I mean, this is not a great offensive line. I know it looks like they're going to get Armstead back for this game, but they did not grade out well last year. And one of the things that jumped out to me, man, was Barmore and Keon White. Like, these guys are adding to the pass rush. Barmore last year, he was in that game against the Dolphins in week 17, most pressures among any defensive tackle that week. And he's been trending in that direction. He was good, I thought, in that game on Sunday as well. He was good in week 18 last year. And then adding a guy like Keon White to the equation too, who was beating Lane Johnson. So I feel like if they take away the first read to what you originally said, and they can get to the quarterback, I think that isn't Isaiah Wynn playing guard for them? I know he graded out well last week. Robert Hunt did not grade out well. Like, Isaiah Wynn's in there. I mean, come on. This should be a big game for Bill. I mean, come on. It's Isaiah Wynn out there. Expose this guy.
New FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube at YouTube TV.